What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 140. Woo!
Let's go. It's nice to
Woo!
end the year on that nice even number. Nice round.
Right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
It's good.
We're coming to you live on a Monday towards the end of the year. This year definitely zipped by. If you're watching this live, awesome. Join us in the live chat. And if you're watching later, cool. Comment down below. And let's get into some quick introductions. Hello, I'm Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen. And I have to show off my shirt. I'm so happy
so
with my shirt.
It's so good. Love it.
Oh, yeah. I have to do this. And I got it here thing because one of my friends runs a new and pre-loved geek boutique called Geeky Glamorous. It's in person if you're in LA and online if you're not. And they have so much stuff. The variety is incredible. So definitely check that out, especially if you're looking for some last-minute nerdy gifting. And again, support small businesses. Like that's where I got this. She does new and pre-loved is what she calls it. And she posted this and I went, I need it. Hi, I'll be coming to the store this weekend. I need that. And now it's mine.
Yes.
So yeah, shop small, support small businesses because that is how they stick around. It's very important to do, especially in the holiday season.
Indeed. And the other one was, you can also go, make sure to be following us here on Fanversation's YouTube channel. You can follow Fanversation on all social media platforms. And then you can go check us out. We are still over on Twitter, NTATNV. And that's where we'll be posting links, or if we're talking about different products, we'll post different photos on there. Looking over at the live chat, Gig Derek says, greetings from the dark. It is dark out lately. My goodness. It's so dark lately.
The solstice is solstice the
fast
equinox?
Approaching.
Saturday.
The winter solstice on the 21st.
Solstice. Saturday.
Yes. Then we got Rab Adler in chat. I still live. Yay. Happy holidays.
Good.
Happy holidays. Woohoo.
Happy holidays. Keep doing that.
And we are not currently covering a show right now because we'll be covering Soul Leveling in the new year. But don't worry, we got a lot of fun stuff ahead for you. So, Rab says this is mine favorite time of year. And a lot of people, yes, it is. Yeah. I think every season definitely has its
proponents.
Yes, there we go. Words and things.
Yes.
So let's get into right away things we are excited about.
Yes, just because it's the end of the year does not mean the news stops. The news does not stop. And we have news from HIDIVE about their upcoming winter season. Flower and Asura joins HIDIVE's winter 2025 lineup. The series is adapted from popular manga. The series is adapted from the popular manga by Ayano Takeda, the beloved novelist known for her signature work, Sound Euphonium. So if you are into Sound Euphonium and you want another nice little slice of life, definitely check out Flower and Asura. It's going to be dropping this coming January, so January 2025 on HIDIVE. And for those of you who would like a little plot synopsis, on the picture... Words. Oh, it's going to be a fun night tonight, friends. On the picturesque island of Tonakijima, with a population of only 600, Hana's favorite pastime is reading literature to the island's children. Her narration skills are second to none, and Mizuki, the president of the school's broadcasting club, immediately recognizes Hana's ability to engage with others and draw them into her recitations. Invited by Mizuki to join the club, Hana embarks on a journey to discover her true love of reading, and maybe even change the course of her life along the way. Guys, that just sounds adorable.
That sounds adorable.
That sounds so cute.
Precious.
And again, same person who wrote Sound Euphonium. So if you are in it to win it for slice of life, or as Mother's Basement puts it, cute girls doing cute things, definitely check out Flower and Asura when it drops on HIDIVE this coming January.
Nice.
Yeah, it really, and the art style is so cute. It just looks adorable.
Another announcement of a show coming out. We got Fantasy Romance Anime Unnamed Memory Season 2 has a new trailer and a new song reveal and cast comments. So, by the way, you can get ready for Season 2 by watching Season 1 on Crunchyroll. So this is So Kodakawa released a promotional video in anticipation of this new season, Unnamed Memory Season 2. And it is, as I said, a fantasy romance. And okay, so I was like looking ahead. Here we go. So the new trailer it teases the epic finale following dramatic climax of season 1. So yay, we love when we pick right back up. And then unraveling some mysteries and ties to the cast of season 2. And there is, also Kodakawa published a new video recapping the previous season, which is also nice. So in case you are like, I need 10 out right now, recap videos are awesome. We'll post links for that on our Twitter page as well. So we'll have the trailer link as well as the recap. And yay, so we're excited for a new season. And I'm not as familiar with this title, but I always love discovering new shows. So
yeah,
sounds good to me.
That is half the fun, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Continuing on with the news. There continues to be so much news, and we have so much news from Crunchyroll from their CCXP 2024 industry panel. Announcements, acquisitions, new trailers, and more. My gosh, you guys, there is so much stuff here. So let's hit the highlights. Crunchyroll has acquired theatrical rights for the dark epic fantasy omnibus movie Attack on Titan: The Last Attack for select territories in Latin America, including Brazil, North America, EMEA, and Australia and New Zealand. Expect that in early 2025. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards are coming back. They will once again be in Tokyo, Japan on May 25th, 2025. Brazilian drag pop icon and musician Pablo Vittar will appear as a celebrity presenter alongside voice actress and idol Sally Amaki and entertainer John Kabira, who will return as co-hosts. Nominees will be revealed and fan voting will begin on April 3rd, 2025. Category and eligibility information for the 9th edition of the show can be found on the Anime Awards official website. We've also got some new streaming titles coming soon to Crunchyroll, so keep an eye out for these. Night of the Living Cat, NYAIGHT, arrives on Crunchyroll in 2025. Animation by OLM, who did The Apothecary Diaries and Pokemon. The new series will be based on manga Night of the Living Cat, written by Hawkman and illustrated by Mecha Roots. Like this looks fun. Synopsis: Run. The adorable cats are here. In 20XX, so a year, the world is dominated by cats. A virus which turns anyone who touches a cat into a cat has spread into a worldwide nyandemic. Cats rub against people, turning them into cats. Can humanity fight their urge to pet cats to survive in this cat-ridden world? The momentously catful comic is getting a TV anime in 2025. I'd be a goner immediately. Good night, everybody.
And then I guess it depends, like, are you still you as a cat, or like, are you, cat brain, or are you just like, oh shit, how cool, I'm a cat, I'd be curious on that part.
I guess you'll have to watch the anime next year to find out. We also
Utopia has been achieved.
Yes.
Yeah, we got
I don't know, man. I work in animal rescue at a cat shelter, and like,
they be feisty.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many scratches right now from cats who just decided, yeah, I don't want to be petted today. That is life. Continuing on, Magic Maker, How to Make Magic in Another World. It will be simulcast on Crunchyroll in January 2025. Even given the worthless appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest, is also going to be coming in 2025. So we're all familiar with that sort of fantasy. Unnamed Memory Season 2, as we've mentioned earlier, is also coming in January 2025. Grisaya Phantom Trigger. Again, a lot of stuff for January 2025. Pharmagia. Sometime in 2025, Teogonia. And Fire Force Season 3, Zenshu, which I believe we've mentioned earlier on the show. And we have a teaser for a show called To Be Hero X. Which will also debut in 2025, though we don't have exact dates for those yet. So, yeah, Crunchyroll announced so much at CCXP, and should be really fun, you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then speaking of announcements and that gift-giving season / end of the year, We have some product announcements from Crunchyroll. There is a Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident, Spy Family Code White, Spy Family Season 2, and a Sign of Affection, Shangri-La Frontier Season 1, and more coming to Blu-ray in March. So
Nice.
you can get that on your horizon now. So as winter is kind of ending and we're getting ready and going into spring, which will be March, these are going to be on Blu-ray. Also, which we just mentioned, Apothecary Diaries, Season 1, Part 2. And so, here we go. So the treats of Halloween arrive early. I like it. That's cute. Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident releases on Blu-ray with updated animation. And interesting. Complete the Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Blu-ray set with the critically acclaimed action-packed blockbuster that currently holds the Guinness World Record for most popular anime series. How do you document that? But that's awesome. Good for them. The Jujutsu Kaisen has a new art book and art cards, character portrait stickers, 2 character sheets, and a jet tag keyring. Also, if you are able to get to Tokyo before the 22nd of December this month, side note, they're doing a special thing at Tokyo Tower with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Dang.
So, heads up in case you're planning to go or you're like, well, I'm going to be there.
And we'll talk more about that later.
Yes. So get ready also for Spy Family. Their limited edition Blu-ray DVD box set will have a 56-page art book, art cards, acrylic standee. Acrylic standees seem to be the new big thing, which I was like, interesting.
Yeah. Artist Alley have been doing them for a while, so it's nice to see it as official merchandise as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and more. And also, here we go. 1998, which I'm like, only 98? Akira will be available in a steelbook and 4K UHD at the beginning of March. Dang. And that's going to have a lot of special features and more. So check out again our
the tweeter.
Where'd it go? This one. Go check that out for links and images on all that. So that's exciting for all the products. So you can scrolling down to the bottom, you can print out a picture of what it is so you could give it to somebody. And you're like, here's the thing. And I'm just checking to see. Everything will be available through pre-order at the Crunchyroll store, along with more home video offerings.
Yes. So again, this is going to be our most relevant version of this announcement for timing alone for your gift giving season, especially those of you who are starting to hit the crucible that is last minute shopping, because Christmas and I believe the first day of Hanukkah are in 10 days. And I believe 10 days, if I'm mathing correctly. It's next Wednesday.
We're almost there.
And Kwanzaa is the day after that. And guys, it is Holiday Central very soon. It is the gift giving season. And if you're like me, you also have a sibling whose birthday is in December. So you're really doubling down.
Or for yourself.
Yeah. But if it's for you, you don't got to wrap it.
Yeah.
So if you have someone who you know is going to want that season of Spy Family, or wants to finish up their Jujutsu Kaisen collection, or just any of this wonderful stuff, and it's definitely not going to arrive within the next 5 to 7 business days, print out a picture, put it in a card. If you're me and evil, put that in a box with a couple of rocks and then wrap it with about 5 different layers of paper, because sometimes that is just how we roll. And then give it to the person that you will be giving it to. So that way they know, no, I didn't forget. I did pre-order you this thing. It's just not physically available yet. And then when it comes, you can also wrap it in a box with 5 different layers of paper and do the whole thing again. Depends on how much this person trusts you and what your relationship with them is. But the point is, you can do these pre-orders and then print out a picture and give it to the person saying, this is on its way. I did think of you. I did get you a gift. It's just literally not available yet.
Yes. Also, a throwback to earlier comment of Attack on Titan. Okay, Derek, Attack on Titan, the end. We promise this time.
I mean, it's an omnibus movie, so like, yeah, it is the end. It's
Rattler.
just also other things.
It was not the last attack. Fair, fair.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Listen, we did it to Return of the King when Return of the King dropped, and we're going to do it to Attack on Titan because Attack on Titan did the same thing. Had 12 different endings.
Yeah.
12 different final seasons.
Are we up to your announcement or is it back to
are.
mine now? Yes.
We are. No, I've just been riffing for long enough that it feels like I've done another.
No, it's okay. I was almost just having my, I was like, I didn't bring my other things to show off. And I'm like, maybe I should get those. I will in a minute.
I'm going to say, hey, audience, did you miss us? I would hope so. You're here. Hi, chat. We love you. Continuing on with things we love, Crunchyroll has sent us their winter 2025 anime season calendar. And as usual with the calendars, I am not going to read you the whole thing. These are usually multiple digits worth of pages because they give us everything that's premiering or continuing on with the winter season. So I am going to give you the highlights. For one, Solo Leveling Season 2 is starting sometime in January. We do not have a date yet, but y'all, oh Lord, he coming. And having seen the movie in theaters, which I believe you can still do, I believe you can still see the Solo Leveling recap movie and first 2 episodes of the next season in theaters, which was beautiful on the big screen, by the way. Yeah, those first 2 episodes of season 2 are something else. This gonna be real fun. So that is sometime in January to look forward to. We also have the all-new original series Zenshu, in which an animator's life is turned upside down after she wakes up in the world of her favorite childhood anime movie. And this starts on January 5th. We have Apothecary Diaries Season 2 back on the 9th. We also have Dr. Stone's Science Future returning on the 9th for its 4th and final season. ReZero Season 3, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, Trillion Game, and quite a few more are also continuing. Keep an eye out on Crunchyroll's socials. They have been highlighting ongoing shows and also shows that will be premiering. So you want more information, keep an eye out there. They will tell you. And then, yeah, just check the app. It'll show you what's coming up. It has a whole category for current simulcasts. Like, it's pretty well organized.
I do love if you scroll all the way to the bottom. It's like, you've gotten all the way to the bottom. Do you want to see the full list? I appreciate the humor there.
And they also occasionally have like the really funny the funny categories. Like they have ones that are like, cute girls doing cute things and fighting stuff and whatever. And then they start getting like the fun, weird categories and putting things in there. Like someone at Crunchyroll is having a very good time with this. Like you have the fun job, friend.
Well, speaking of a fun time, we are excited because Demon Slayer, the next segment, the Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle, is coming out next year. It is coming out next year. All we got is 2025. No official date yet. Just says globally. So the first film in an epic trilogy. So that's always good to know of like how many movies are we getting in here. So it's going to be 3. That's as much as they've said. They've posted another like the battleground is set preview image, which will show that on our Twitter as well. But we are still excited, and it's like, yay, more Demon Slayer. Yes.
Oh my God, I am beyond excited. I'm actually, as much as I don't want to wait for more, I am very happy to wait for more because, again, we want to make sure animators get to do things like sleep and see their families and have free time and have good meals and,
have a life.
The animation industry is rough for everyone right now in one way or another. And we are more than happy to step back and wait and encourage the industry to have healthy standards of living. Yes.
Indeed. Yes.
All right.
Excuse me there. Then I think that's it on that.
Speaking of excellent movies.
Yes. Like, where?
Yeah, I was going to say, we have a lower third for unboxing, yeah?
Yeah. I was all, ooh, where'd it go? Too far. There it is. as well as much lower on there.
Yay! So speaking of excellent movies,
Yes.
Mondo invited us to a reveal for their Godzilla Scorpion Bowl at a local tiki bar. And I was thrilled to find out which local tiki bar it was taking place at. It's a place called the Broken Compass. They are wonderful. They are such a great little bar. So it's like, hey, come here. And I'm like, yes, excellent. For those of you who are not aware, a scorpion is a shareable tiki drink, and a scorpion bowl is what it's served in. So it is a relatively large bowl, like the Godzilla ones that they had, because they're very hefty. And then they
Yeah.
have something in the middle where they put the floater of 151, which is extremely alcoholic alcohol, and they light that on fire. So the
Nice.
idea is that you have this flaming pillar in the middle of your drink, and then they sprinkle cinnamon on it to really make it spark. So it's
nice.
scorpions are just a production. They are so fun. And the Godzilla Scorpion Bowl, we did full coverage of this on our Instagram, on the Fanversation Instagram. There is a highlight for it. They come in multiple different colors. I think I had two different scorpions that I shared with a table of people. There was a red one and a blue one, and they're great. It has Godzilla's head coming out the middle. So you put that in there, and the fire comes out to be the atomic breath. The scorpions that the bar made, that Broken Compass made, were amazing. And there's so much detail around the sides of the bowl. It has all of the different kaiju. It has Godzilla on it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful bowl. And again, I was not fortunate enough to go home with a bowl myself. However, they are available for pre-order on Mondo's website. If you want to see the process of making a scorpion, how these bowls look in action, again, that's all on our Instagram. But Mondo was kind enough to send us away with some lovely swag. So there is this pin set that was limited edition from Comic-Con last year. Look at how, like, it's kind of hard to do it without a full reflection, but
yeah. No, that was awesome.
Can we get it? Yeah, I got to angle
like
it to not get the computer reflection,
yeah.
but look at that. The King
action
Ghidorah,
shots.
the King Ghidorah pin in the middle is just size comparison. The hand, it's so big, and the detailing on these are beautiful. There's, especially for King Ghidorah, there's glitter accents on the wings like this. Ooh. I'll figure this out eventually. We got it. Is a beautiful, beautiful pin set.
Yeah.
And that's not even the prettiest thing that they sent us home with. I am beyond thrilled to have gone home with this Godzilla backpack. So this is, I believe, one of the first, if not the first, collaborations between Mondo, who did the artwork, and Loungefly, who did the bag. For those of you who are familiar with Loungefly or who have a Loungefly of your own, you know these guys are quality.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely beautiful. This is embroidered in. We've got the side pockets for drinks and whatnot, again, with that nice Loungefly tag.
Yeah.
Second side pocket. Just these really cute straps with the old style, everything. Like, I love it so much. I did open it up to look inside. It does have a padded laptop sleeve, which, as someone who works in IT and has seen way too many shattered laptops because they were not protected, I am so thrilled that Loungefly has that in their full-size backpacks, because not only does that make it stylish, it's utilitarian. And my favorite aspect of this, can you hear that? It's Godzilla. It makes the noise, it plays the theme song, and it'll just keep going until you turn it off.
Woo!
And you just pop on that to do it. So here's the very fun part about this. Like, that is the very fun part.
But wait, there's more.
The battery pack inside, it's not always on. So, like, if I take this to my flight home for Christmas, I can turn off the sound. So it's not going off on the plane. It has an on-off switch. And it's rechargeable via USB-C.
Ooh, nice. I was wondering, like, how do you replace batteries? Nice.
You USB-C, you can plug it into the wall the same way you charge your phone. So again, look at this absolutely beautiful bag. It's
Is
beautiful.
it like a
it's
leather? I
utilitarian.
feel this relates to leather.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful stuff. How's the smell? Makes me
Smells
think like a leather
Loungefly.
bag.
Yeah, yeah. In much the same way you've
Nice.
seen like the Loungefly backpacks, and
Yeah.
they're made of good sturdy material. Like same
Nice.
idea here. So
Yeah.
yes, beautiful, well made, utilitarian. It's even got like fun stuff where you'll never see it when you're wearing it on the back. Isn't that so cool? So
Attention to
yes,
details.
attention to
Yes.
detail. Again, one of the first, if not the first, collaborations between Mondo and Loungefly. And I am so thrilled to carry this. Like, I've kind of had it on a shelf since the event because I wanted to show it off. Yes, absolute unit of
And
backpack.
also,
Beautiful,
hello,
beautiful.
Morningstar Banff. I feel
Yes,
this is a new
hello.
name.
I think so.
Hello.
Hi. But
Yes,
yeah,
that is a
this,
awesome backpack.
I am so excited to actually start carrying this. And yeah, I think this probably will be my carry-on when I travel in a week.
Do it.
Like it's so good. So thank you so much, Mondo, for the invitation to the event and for the swag. This is, again, I am so thrilled with both of these, with the pin set and with this absolutely beautiful bag. A plus, no notes.
You're like, yes.
I feel like I
Dun,
should
dun,
bookend
dun.
this with like Godzilla screaming again, but I gotta put it up against the
You're like,
mic to hear it, so it's a little awkward. It's so good though. Like I am
Yay.
so thrilled with this.
I was grabbing the other thing. The other thing we didn't announce, but it kind of ties into our other thing, Bob. One is that IGN came out with their awards, and Free Run Beyond Journey's End won Best Anime of 2024. So whoop whoop, yay! Go
Way
Free
to
Run.
be IGN.
It's over on their Instagram, which you cannot see with me showing the phone, but that's okay. Because then that also ties into. I'm like, we're going into. We can do a travel-y thing, which is
Yeah.
where'd it go? I guess it's a tangent corner, its own thing.
You knew we were doing this. We didn't do a lower third.
I didn't have a. Oh, actually, you know what? Give me a second.
Yeah. So we can.
There we go.
So we have a segment we don't usually do, but you know, it's a good
this is a
time.
brand
We
new
like
one.
a little variety.
Yeah. So there we go. Japan. Yes. So this ties into, so part of the reason we had a break is I went to Japan, which was amazing, as one would expect. So I got this little cute Free Run keychain, and the idea is like you've pinched the character and you're holding them and they're like flying through air, which is adorable. And it is first time I went was 10 years ago with the tour group, and this time was not with the tour group. So that was really awesome to be able to get to explore more stuff. And speaking of supporting small businesses, this was a random little old man's stand, and it's like a card case thing.
Cute.
And this was in Nikko, which is up in the mountains and is gorgeous and beautiful. But like I was walking down a path, and it was just like literally a table with different trinkets like this. Not all this pattern, but I was like, this looks like a character we know and love. So that's why I picked it.
Like, hang on, that one.
This looks familiar. And this was like essentially, it was only 500 yen. And right now, at exchange rate, this is probably like $3. So that is like, oh, thank you. I was happy to buy something from an individual. Nice. Morningstar Bam says, one of the days I'm going to Japan, even from 90. Do it.
Yeah,
I highly recommend.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then yes, soft boy hair merch. Yes. I don't think this. I feel this guy probably made it and had no idea.
Maybe, or maybe he knew.
He could have. It's possible. Actually, that was something I was interesting. So I was primarily in the Tokyo area, but in like kind of pretty much like the circle of all the little districts. So in case people aren't aware, Tokyo is like saying Los Angeles County. It is ginormous. That is not just like one specific spot. So there's like a lot of little places within there. So I did like the circle of it. And some of it was big cities, of course, and some was smaller areas, like Nikko is a smaller town. A lot of people were actually really surprised with how popular anime is abroad. I'm like, wait, you don't know? Like, are you kidding? So I was kind of pleasantly surprised to be like, no, really, we love it. Like I have a Soot Sprite luggage tag. I have a Nezuko sticker on my luggage, and I have a Aizawa one, and just interacting with people. And they were just like, oh, wow, anime is popular outside of here. I'm like, yes. So that was kind of cool.
How much do we as Americans know about how popular our media is elsewhere? Like, I know that we are very saturated in terms of the big companies release their stuff elsewhere, but I'm not sure that that's the same idea,
I don't feel it's quite the same, or they're just and that's the other thing too of technology nowadays. So in case anyone's thinking of traveling to Japan, obviously get your finances in check, don't put yourself in the hole there, but one, exchange rate's really great for us right now. Two, technology is so convenient now. You don't need to know any Japanese and you'll be okay. Knowing Japanese will make your experience even better, and you'll be able to interact with people more. And even just knowing please, thank you, and excuse me, put you a better experience. But you can do translate on your phone. You can do directions on your phone. It's incredible. Like you can hold up your phone and translate signs. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's great in that. And
just make sure you figure things out with your phone service. Like you're not getting like
that is a whole separate other thing,
roaming.
Bob. Yeah. Yes. I like this. Brad Adler says normal Japan. Oh wow, the rest of the world has weirdos who like anime too. That is fair. Fair. Yes, that is a big tip of figure. There are so many tips and tricks videos on YouTube, so that's what we were doing. It was a lot of research to see what other people said, and some of it it's like absolutely makes sense. Other bits are like, okay.
It's like, well, I'm glad that worked for you, but
yes. Yeah. Speaking of the phone, figure out what works for your own phone plan. Some phone plans you can just do an international charge as a flat rate, and 100% you need your phone. You could probably do it before. Obviously, people did it before phones, but nowadays it's just so convenient. So whatever, if you need to get an eSIM, if you need to buy a pocket Wi-Fi, if you need to check to see if your carrier does an international like flat rate plan, depending on the length of your stay.
Yeah.
I'll probably make my own tips and tricks because it was so helpful to watch other people's and then be like, well, this is what worked for me or not kind of a thing. The other thing was just finding random businesses. Like this was another, I was like, oh wait, I do have this one. This was a cute little cosmetic stand in Asakusa. And they had lip balms for every day of the year. So you could get one that's your birthday. Wow. And I was like, oh, yes, I will buy that. I'm all, yes, I'm a sucker. That sounds great. I'm sold. Yeah, I found my birthday. That's the one. And they're like, this is the one you want? I'm like, yes, that's my birthday. That's the one I want. So that's great. What was the other thing I was going to say?
Makes sense. Everyone's got dates that are important to them for one reason or another. So it's like, here is a thing with that date. And your brain just goes, whoa.
Yes. The other thing of like, the other thing that's still I love is it looks like an anime. It really does. You go there and you're like, it's real.
I mean, I feel like people go to LA and New York City and feel maybe not LA as much.
Yeah,
the LA that they portray, maybe like Malibu and Santa Monica.
Yeah, exactly.
But like the LA that gets portrayed in movies, the glitzy parts of LA are like very specific areas.
Yes, that's the other thing that you're like, is this really there? So yeah, I even just like the mundane places. Walking through my Tenshimoyo. Yeah, pretty much. There are like areas that are like this feels, and there are another friend of ours, Veronica. I've seen her pictures before, and like she's gone to specific places, and I thought that was really cool. I didn't necessarily have that as much, but yes, Tokyo Tower right now has Jujutsu Kaisen, and that was not a planned thing, but it was. I saw the poster, and Haikyuu was doing a thing in Shibuya at a restaurant. So it's on my radar that like anime are doing things with different locations.
Yeah.
And I saw the Jujutsu Kaisen poster and was like, we have to go. We have to see if there's availability, which is Tokyo Tower. So of course there's availability. But
just like we're doing a detour.
Yes. So that was a great one. And I did some of the merch, whereas the characters in Tokyo Tower are obviously all sold out. It started in September. I'll have to do a post for that too. But I did get a Gojo magnet. So I was like, yes.
That's cute.
And then it was just kind of fun to get the random grab bag things. It's Gotcha balls are everywhere, and I only recommend it if you're like, I'm okay with any of these, because otherwise you're going to spend a lot of money trying to get that one, which I did not do that.
I mean, one, same with blind boxes. You need to
Yes.
know what your odds are in the specific series. As someone who occasionally gets the thing she wants from blind boxes and has on several notable occasions gotten the one thing she didn't. And then, yeah, there is a Jaden Animations video about spending way, way, way too much on Gachapon. So
Yeah.
you got to be careful for that one, too.
Yes, definitely was all about eating the foods of I want to try all the snacks and all the food things and be like, okay, that vending machine, that one. Katie has sung the praises of hot drinks and vending machines, and I do second that. It is amazing, especially if it's cold out, because this was December. And then you're just like sitting there holding your nice warm drink, and then I did get a little bit sick on the way back, but it's okay. It wasn't that bad. I'm feeling better now. But yes, those warm drinks, you're like,
It
yes.
sends you a little can of like warm coffee
Yep.
or warm tea or whatever, and you're sitting there like,
another tip that was cool that did pan out that was awesome is in Shinjuku at the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. You can get the view, like a 360 view of the entire area for free. Free. You just go. Sunset is obviously more crowded. Went before sunset, so it was like very easy. Go up the elevator. They have an amazing gift shop, one of the better gift shops I've been to. They have a little cafe. They have a piano that random people can play, and they're really good people playing.
Nice.
And you can just like 360 see the whole town. And I had heard that. I was like, oh, okay, because there is one in Shibuya, like Skytree or something else too, where you can get views. But I'm like, hey, this building's free. So
like, yeah, let's try that. Let's do that.
Yeah. I did use just like maps and did reviews for restaurants to find like, hey, I'm kind of craving this, and look at the pictures, look at the reviews. Generally take it with a grain of salt though. But if it looks appealing.
Did you do Tokyo Station? Do you do Ramen Alley in there, or just?
No, not so much time in Tokyo Station, because Tokyo Station was like and come and go. I was like, no. Even shopping, I had a lot of people recommend it, and it was just one of those. Even though there was time, I felt there's never enough time, because I have a lot of things I wanted to get done, and I did, and it was great. But it is I did that. Okay, so that is on my Instagram. I did post the Shibuya Scramble, some pictures and some video. And that was kind of fun and dorky because I did do that last time. But then I was like, where's my footage? And I can't find it. But that's okay. Yeah. And so I'll stay tuned for more of those. Tokyo Disney Sea did that. Love that. There's a lot to it.
I hear it's amazing.
It is gorgeous, and all the different lands are gorgeous. And then there's Fantasy Springs, but one does not simply walk into Fantasy Springs. You must have a ticket per ride when you go in there, and you need that ticket just to get into that area. So there are lots of YouTube videos. Go watch those, because you do not want to show up and be surprised, because I was like, that would suck if you just were like, I'm just going to show up. No.
I mean, it is still brand new. So it makes sense that they would be like limiting walk-ins, etc.
Yes. Fantasy Springs opened up in June, so still very new. But the fact that you need a ticket per ride, like you can't just get one ticket into the area and then just hop on each ride. But we did get 2 out of the 4, and one of the options of tickets is a paid tier, so you pay a la carte per ride. But I
Sounds
did do
like
that
Disney.
For Tangled. It's the Rapunzel Lantern Festival. I was like, yes, I volunteer tribute. I will. That's the one I want. But that's okay. I was like, yes. And also got Peter Pan. Peter Pan's amazing. And then a lot of the restaurants there and then around the park have different like merch that you can add on a collectible item, which I'm like, I have one over there. I'm going to have to just post pictures. Another one I took to work to share goodies with people. But
nice.
Yeah, overall, amazing. I miss being here, but then I'm like, oh, can I go back again?
Right?
It
It's
is one of
been
those, there's so much to
almost
do.
a decade since my trip, and I'm just like, I want to go back. I will
Yes.
do it.
Morningstar Banff. Yes, one does not simply enter Disney Japan. Yes, there is stuff with that one.
Yeah. To be
I got
fair,
mine
at
at
this
six.
point,
Mm.
one does not simply enter a Disney park.
Oh, this is true. Actually, that's a thing. In case you don't know, Tokyo Disney Sea and Land, you can't. There is no ticket window. You can't just walk up and buy your ticket. You need to buy it in advance. So that is one. Also, with American credit cards, some people are having, or international had problems buying tickets. So you can go through Klook. That's Klook. I do not have an affiliate thing, but go find somebody else who has an affiliate thing so you can get a discount. But that is a way to purchase it. It is safe, because I was worried about that too. I'm like, oh, please don't let this be a scam.
Just the
Yeah, you're like, or you get to the window and you're like, then it is. I show the first day we got in line at 6:45 a.m.
woof.
Yes, and the park opens at 9.
What?
But it's one of those. This is why there's like caveats to this. One, this is unique, I think, to American parks. Is if there's enough people in line, they might open it at 8:45. They might open at 8:30. They might even do 8:15. It was about 8:45 when they started letting people in further up to like security, and then like 9 was like, and go ahead.
The rope drop.
Pretty much idea. But you need to be that far ahead of people in line, because those extra tickets to get into Fantasy Springs, gone, because all those people ahead of you have already gotten it. So it is.
So you have to get it in the park. You can't get them in advance.
Yes.
Wow.
You cannot access those until you scan your ticket on your phone. Again, why you need your phone.
Woof.
But
Man.
print the map, because then you don't have to keep checking your phone. I did have the map printed and then I lost it. I was like, no, but it's okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I did research before this, because it was like, oh my gosh. Why not 4:30? You know what? Some people did get in line around 5 a.m. and I'm like, yo, that's too much for me. The public buses.
Then you've got to last the whole day.
It was a lot. I think the first public bus wasn't until about 6:15, and that's why that was the one we did. The hotel bus shuttle didn't start until 7:30, and I was like, yo, that's too late. And it was, because I went back the second day with that, and that was too late.
Yeah.
But they do have 2 other ticket tiers. There's a 40th anniversary pass, and then there's a standby pass. Those are free, but they do go by like, yeah. So that's why there's a lot to it, though I wouldn't discourage anybody from that, because you could still have an amazing time and not do that. There's so many different zones, and even just going to like Turtle Talk and listening to it in Japanese was very entertaining and adorable, because little kids are talking and you're like, this person is improvising with them and I don't know what they're saying, but tone of voice was still so funny.
Cute.
And it's so precious. It's so precious. So that goes back to, I was going to say, rounding it out then. Thank you for letting me ramble on my trip, because I'm like, brain.
Oh, we're sitting here like,
you're like, yes, tell me more. My biggest tip on learning the language too, because again, I am lucky that I had taken some in college, so it's already like foundation there. But I did do a crash course of listening to it, and the best ones I found were any of the whatever language Pod 101. So I've done Hindi Pod 101 and I've done Japanese Pod 101. I think they have their own website, but I get it through the library with Hoopla, so it's 100% free.
Nice.
Free. And generally, you're probably not going to have to write it. So just listening to it and hearing it and saying along with it is so helpful. And I also like that series the best for the Japanese Pod 101, because they also give you some tips and tricks of culture, getting around, and they talk to you like they're a person, that they're like, okay, so when you're on the train, you're going to want to get kind of a reserve seat, because that's a 2-hour train ride from Osaka to here, blah, blah, blah. And so I felt that was still kind of informative, because there were little things that I was like, oh, wait, I heard about this on my CD thing. And they're really good. So if you just start listening, put it on the background when you're making breakfast or something, or getting ready for bed, and it's free. Again, library free. So that's my quick crash course on stuff. And I'll tell more later when I realize I had the moment. I'm like, oh, I'll grab stuff another time. It'll be like, next time we'll do little show and tell.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
there's no guarantee that Solo Leveling
yeah,
will premiere before our next episode.
yeah.
So
We'll see. Maybe
we
at the
could
end of segments, I'll have
we
like or
could
the
be
end of
vamping
shows.
until February. We could
We
be
could.
vamping until February. We don't
Yes.
know. We'll find out.
Hand towels are not as big of a thing. Way back when it was like you must have a hand towel because
Oh.
most places didn't have air dryers or paper towels. More places had air dryers and paper towels now. Though I
Okay.
do think that is a maybe increase with tourism possibly, but the hand towels are just a really cute souvenir
Or
anyways.
post-COVID.
It could be, so that was one that last time the tour group was like, bring a hand towel. And we were kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then we get there, it was like, oh no, we need one. But if you go to more rural areas or smaller areas, they might not have the air dryers. Yeah. And I do love that this might not matter for most people, but some people, the sinks and the mirrors are on different parts of the room. So if someone wants to fix their face, they're not clogging up, walking, like doing their hands.
Fair enough.
It's kind of a funny one of different
norms.
Again, on the phone, it's incredibly easy now for taking trains. It will tell you what gate to enter or what entrance to use, what platform to get on, but still check the train. All the trains say the announcement in English as well as, they say Japanese first and then they say it in English. So,
yeah, and those trains run on time.
Yes,
like don't expect that it'll be a couple minutes late. It is on time.
Yes, and if it is late, it's like a big deal. So,
yeah, it's like sending a slip with everyone to turn into their boss that the train was 3 minutes late. Yeah, big deal.
The other big tip too is practice walking. You do a lot of walking and a lot of stairs. So yes, there are elevators because we did have moments of like, we can't do stairs with luggage right now. That's not really a thing, which there are some elevators, but not everywhere. And you're probably going to carry your luggage a bit. So generally like a backpack and a carry-on suitcase is what I would recommend. I did at least 12, 13 days with just a carry-on suitcase and a backpack, and it was fine. So that's what I would recommend. And then, just practice walking. Also, right now with it being dark out, go get some sunlight during the day.
Yeah, those lunchtime walks.
Get some vitamin D. It'll help boost your mood as well. And that's just a nice one to be ready for because it's a lot of walking. And you just feel better because then you can get somewhere easier. Like, okay, maybe the train stops here. And yes, there is a bus, but maybe you could just walk that a little bit. Or you have to walk to the bus stop. So that's kind of a thing. If you have specific questions or comments or like wondering about, please let me know because some of this is these are the things that came to my mind. But if you're like, hey, well, wait, what about this? But yeah, my bigger thing would just be like, just go. You should do it. It's an amazing country to go to, and there is a lot to it. Oh, that's the other big one. It really is a choose your own adventure. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Like you pick what interests you, and then curate what you're going to do, or go with a tour group because that's also a great way to like show me things.
Like my recommendation would be tour group and then either a couple of days before or a couple of days after that are just yours. Because when I did it, I had a slightly different experience because I was chaperoning, but we had 2 days in Tokyo that were ours before we got on the tour group, got like the tour version of Tokyo, and then continued on to a number of other places and actually ended in Hiroshima, which was beautiful and very powerful.
Yes.
And also had the single best 7-Eleven snack I had in Japan. I dream about that cheesecake mochi.
7-Eleven is amazing. It's true.
7-Eleven what you've heard in Japan is unbelievably good.
Also, Lawson's and Family Mart are the other convenience stores that are everywhere. So you get to love Lawson and Family Mart.
I think then you come Family back here Mart and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's one. If you need any kind of double check what medications, if you need to take any kind of medications, but you cannot simply just go into any convenience store and get any kind of over the counter, like aspirin or Tylenol, or if you're feeling sick. No, you need to go specifically to a place that is a pharmacy, which that is something that is different from here in the States, because I experienced this in Germany as well. And it's like, you can't just go into like 7-Eleven and be like, I need to buy a couple aspirin the way you could do here. No,
Yeah.
you have to go to a spot that's a pharmacy, though they're incredibly helpful. They will listen to your symptoms and recommend something to you. So it is like a pharmacy, but it is a
Yeah.
separate place. So just be aware of that in advance, because you're not going to be like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I need to go get something. And the pharmacies are closed. So
No.
just something to keep in mind.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Yes. It is the holidays, and we were talking a little bit about get into some holiday favorites, and then plus our final recommendations of stuff we've been watching, because now we're going into that holiday break. We'll be back in a little bit. What are some of your favorite holiday rewatches, new ones you're excited to check out? Katie, what about you? What are some of your holiday faves?
Like, this is something I want to hear from like the chat and the comments. Like, do you have any holiday media traditions? Is there something that you watch every year? Is there someone you watch it with, or a way you do it? It was like, I'm going home to visit my parents. I always do. And for me, it's at some point during the season, Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, classic.
The night before is The Nightmare Before Christmas. And day
Also
of,
classic.
the whole family watches National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I've never seen it.
It's ridiculous. It's very fun. It's one of those movies where we watch it every year, and we've been doing it for like a decade. And every time I notice something new about the production, the sound design, the framing, a specific joke, a specific, like, there's a lot in there. Not all the jokes will land for everyone. And, it was made several decades ago. So again, not all the jokes will land for everyone, but it is a classic. For a while there, we were doing Christmas with the Cranks, but I hate that movie. So I've been trying very hard to swing the whole family.
Oh,
into
yeah, that
watching
one's
Die
rough.
Hard.
Actually, speaking of Die Hard, thank you, Morningstar Banff. Every Christmas is Die Hard trilogy. Love it. Only 1 through 3. All right.
That would be the trilogy, yes. And then the one other thing I do, and this is a weird little just me tradition, if you watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged here on YouTube, done by Team 4-Star, when they abridge the movies, several of them are Christmas movies. The movies themselves aren't Christmas movies, but the abridged versions are. So, yeah, no, it's amazing. They start with Tree of Might, and they make it Christmas Tree of Might because of a misunderstood. It's amazing. DBZ Abridged is a work of art.
Yeah.
So my personal, when getting ready for Christmas Eve Mass, because I need about a 15-20 minute timer, is I will put on Plan to Eradicate Christmas and watch it while I'm getting ready for Christmas Eve Mass with the fam. So
Nice.
that is my own personal little, like, that is magical. Yes. Yeah. That is my own personal little Christmas tradition. That's just mine. So yeah, yours.
We also say Giga Derek says Year Without a Santa Claus.
Good old Rankin Bass.
I did see it on, I think it's on Netflix. Klaus. I recommended Klaus before.
Yes.
It's an incredible movie.
You will cry, but it's great.
Yes. I feel it comes and goes of traditions of, like, I was the movie watcher, so it wasn't really like my parents were like, we need to watch movies. But I have newer family and hanging out with, and they always want to watch a movie, which is awesome, on the in-laws side. And but all that ranges on level of style of movie. So we watched Silent Night one year, and that was awesome. I'm like, yes, give me violent, bloody Santa Claus.
Silent Night or Violent Night?
I want to say it was, because I think
it's Violent Night.
Because I looked up Silent, and then I'm like, yeah, no, it is Silent Night. Oh no, wait, hold on. That's a different one. True.
I was going to say, there's Violent Night and there's Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is a very different experience.
You're right. There we go. The other words, Violent Night.
Yeah, Violent
Night. Go watch that movie.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I was going to say, if you had watched Silent Night, Deadly Night with your family, I would be questioning things. Silent Night, Deadly Night, for one, it's a horror movie. Has a frankly outrageous kill. One of the seminal ones. One of the ones that you put on the wall, Yes. And then Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 has the infamous Garbage Day scene, which is forever hilarious. Terrible movie, great scene.
Love it.
Anyway,
No,
so
that is not it.
Violent Night
So I
with
feel
the
that was
family makes more sense.
yes, that was one of those. Hey, this came out. Let's watch it. Not tradition, but since it's the holidays, I checked out Red One. That was very fun. It is. It's fun. It's a popcorn film. You know, not a ton of substance.
I haven't heard good things about it from
Um,
anyone.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was expecting. It's one of those based
Fair
on the
enough.
trailer. It is what it's.
It's exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
fair
It
enough.
is one of
Fair
those.
enough.
So maybe that's my tradition. What is the new holiday movie and actually finding anything if it's any good? The Kurt, oh, is it the Kurt Russell Christmas one? What was that one? Great was that one? It's Russell, and it's like Christmas. Oh, the Christmas Chronicles. The first one was actually really fun.
Okay.
It's Kurt Russell and he's Santa Claus, and they did make a second. They might have made a second one, but definitely the first one was very entertaining and fun. Yeah, Red One is Hallmark film Santa Claus. I guess so.
Yeah.
I did see. That was
Oh
a funny
my
thing.
God.
Terrifier 3. It is Christmas theme. You know what? In Japan, we're thinking like, oh, let's go to the movie theaters, and I'm like, I would totally watch a movie in Japanese, like if it looked like either an action movie, a horror movie, or like zany. I'd be like, sure, I'll follow along
That
enough.
is Terrifier.
Maybe. Terrifier was playing, but the timings never lined up. But I did think that was funny. I'm like, well, so
Oh my God.
yes.
For those unfamiliar with the franchise, Terrifier is very shock horror, a little art house, extremely gory and messed up. Like it messed up is about where we stand on that. Like you don't go into Terrifier if you have a weak stomach or don't handle horror well. You do want to be prepared. So it can be a very fun franchise. Like if you are into that, you will be eating well. If you are not into that, do not try.
Thinking about it, one of my other favorite ones I do multiple years, but generally I like to also now put it on when I'm doing like Christmas crafts. That is also really great tip if you don't want to spend a lot of money on Christmas stuff, but you want, or holiday stuff, and you want to make something. Crafts are a really fun way to go because people just really appreciate it because you made it, and then it's just a fun activity with your hands. And there's get closer to the holidays, and then they're cheaper. Because at Michael's, I bought a tin of like ornament things, and originally, I don't know, they were like $20, and then I bought them for like $5. So,
and like there will be, if you're not a super crafty person, because I'm not a super crafty person, there will be kits. There will be ones that give you all of the supplies and all of the instructions, so you can be a little creative, but not have to like figure everything out yourself. There's guardrails if you need them. There's guardrails if you're looking for them.
I made this one year. This is an ornament that is, you cannot tell as well with the lighting, but this is different colors of paint in here, and there's glitter. And all things considered, this was not hard to make in terms of you had a thing, you pour some paint, you swirl around, and then it looks awesome. And then you just put a little, so there's an example of like little ideas of crafties. But the thing to watch that I enjoyed is the Nutcracker Prince, the animated movie. Let me see what year that came out because I am not remembering. It is really cute. I've seen many versions of the Nutcracker Prince. There are some really bad ones, and the Nutcracker in the Four Realms was interesting. My childhood self was like, sure.
That's another one of those where it's like, I sure have heard some things.
Yes. 1990 is when this one came out. I'm like awkwardly holding this so you can see it with the light. Anybody else know this one? Let me know, because it's a good one of, it's the story of the Nutcracker, but how they do it, I think, was a nice animated movie and very, very Don Bluth 90s vibes. I don't think it's a Don Bluth movie though, but definitely fun. VHS, pretty much. I was like, no, I think my copy is a DVD. I was like, wait, it's I think that's on the shelf. But yeah, that's a good holiday one.
They might have been talking about VHS the Horror Anthology.
That's also a really good series as well. I do like the
Oh, yeah.
VHS movies.
And if you're
Oh.
like me and you're like, I'm not always super into horror, I'm trying to figure it out, the
Oh.
a Dead Meat YouTube channel, the Kill Count series on that recently did a full series on the entire VHS series, and they are very fun videos to watch, great summaries, goes into the behind the scenes of things, and yeah, if you're me and you kind of have to experience horror light for the most part, Dead Meat is a good way to do it. So if you want to get into VHS and you're like, oh dear, that's a good way to do it.
No, but all of her family is fine and well. It's the Nutcracker, but fair. I like this one. Giga Derek says new holiday tradition will be Sonic 3 this Thursday and Friday.
Oh yeah, we got our tickets for Thursday night.
Nice.
Evidently the Hollywood premiere is tonight, and I didn't know that until like an hour before the show. Such is life.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a day job today. I couldn't have hung out in the same spot anyway, you know?
Yeah. Let us know some of your favorite holiday movies you like to revisit. Do you like trying out new ones? There are actually a lot of horror holiday themed movies. So in case you are like, I still want spooky season, don't worry. There's a lot out there. And
Krampus.
Yeah, that one's a pretty darn good one. Oh, Rare Exports is a really good one. That's I think it's Polish or
yeah, and it's
something. It's really good.
It's not found footage, is it?
No. But it is a weird one because at first I was like, there are no women in this entire movie because it's just this dad with his son and they're working somewhere, and so they just call them. But it's because they stay at the one location, so you're like, sure. Also, I guess a question for you all. Let me know your thoughts. What defines like a holiday movie? Because in Southern California, I'm just like, hey, if it's snowing, it's a holiday movie. It doesn't snow.
And I mean,
here
you still have people
really?
saying Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. Like it
happens
is,
at
though.
Christmas.
It
is
is
a Christmas
though.
movie.
It's a
or
Christmas
that, yeah.
movie.
Is it the time? Is it the place? Let us know your thoughts. Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Absolutely.
It is a Christmas themed action movie. It is indeed a Christmas movie.
Yes. And Robbie the Reindeer and Hooves of Fire. I'm not
familiar with either.
Yeah, let us know what that is.
Yeah.
All right, let us know those, and then we shall continue this on to wrap things up in terms of anything else you should check out besides those holiday recommendations. Silo is back. I'm glad I caught up on that. This is continuing on well. If you are really liking the show, you could still totally go read the book because they've changed a lot, but I understand why they're making those changes. So I was like, well, that okay. Like I'm having those moments going, that's not what I remember, but sure.
Yeah.
But I like the things they're doing, and they're doing this thing where, like most shows, similar to The Expanse, they're either bringing characters up further or giving more to that character because that actor is just so good, which I'm like, that is fair with the show. So if you're Silo, if you haven't watched that yet, that's over on Apple Plus. I have not watched the new season of Bad Sisters, but I did like the first season. That is the fun one. Great British Baking Show, the new season. I finally watched. I caught up, Katie. That's what I watched on the plane. It was perfect watching.
I still haven't seen the last episode yet.
Oh, okay. I won't say anything.
But no, it's always a good time.
Yes. And then I was. Go ahead.
Oh, just if you have a Roku, specifically on the Roku channel, they do the Great American Baking Show Holiday Edition.
Is it? How is it?
It is American celebrities and American hosts, and it's like one episode per. It's not an overarching anything.
Right.
But they still have Paul and Prue judging.
Oh, that's
and it
cute,
is
though.
so unbelievably funny because they bring it like celebrities, hosts, comedians, actors, people who are really, really good on camera, but not always necessarily the best bakers. So that's always really fun. If you can find a place, again, I have a Roku, so the Roku channel has a lot of this stuff. Doesn't have any hard-coded subtitle files, which is weird because I watch everything with subtitles and I can't for this. But also
especially
has
with accents. I'm sorry, Bill.
Oh yeah. It also has the celebrity baking show, which British
I've watched
edition.
the
If
British one, which,
yeah,
but if you don't know who they are, I feel you lose a little bit though, because I'm
it's
like,
still really fun because that's
it's
where
not
the if
bad,
you've
but
yeah if you've ever seen the started baking it, had a breakdown, Bon Appetit, that's where that comes from. I hit that episode and about lost my mind.
got it.
So there's if you got a Roku, I mean they over advertise their own stuff, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean there's not some good stuff on there. And the celebrity holiday baking shows are very fun.
Okay, looking back, so the Robbie the Reindeer and Hooves of Fire is semi-claymation following Rudolph's lazy son, Tim Curry's villain. What? I do not know this.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Actually, on that note,
Was that
all
on the
of the
Fox box about 30 years ago?
I was gonna say, I'm like, all of those holiday claymation movies, love those that came out like way back when.
Good
All of
old
those
Rankin
are,
Bass.
yep, those I've watched. If that's on TV, I've definitely been watching those ones.
Yeah.
Recommend also looking over the chat. Morningstar Bam says Nightmare Before Christmas, classic. Krampus, yep. Nightmare on Elm Street series, all right. MSTK T3K and any of the Christmas ones.
Yeah. So your best
Mystery
bet. There are
Science
so many.
Theater 3000.
There are so
There we
many
go.
Christmas ones for
Good one.
MST3K, but the fun ones are Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, which is wild, and just the one called Santa Claus. It's I believe, a Mexican movie. The villain is the devil.
Okay.
It has some absolutely just batshit concepts and character work. Like Santa Claus, the MST3K version is a ride. It is so weird. It's such a ride. It's a very good time, but it's also like, who approved this?
All right.
Again,
then
the
I
fact
also
that the villain of the movie is Satan is
love
amazing
it.
to me.
I looked at the image. So here's our Robbie the Reindeer. I was like, okay. I have not heard of that. British. So I'm like, maybe that's why we haven't heard of it. And then referring back to the claymation movies, yes, those are all fever dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other stuff you've been watching or games?
I have been. We finally finished the last DLC for Alan Wake.
Yay!
We did that last night. It was an absolute genre and medium bending trip. Like the way they played with mediums in that last DLC was frankly incredible. Like Alan Wake 2 is so good, you guys. Just A+, excellent performance. Like no wonder people love it. So yeah, highly recommend that. Yeah, for the most part, the holiday season is weird, and I've kind of been in a weird little burnout rut because life is like that. So I've just been rewatching every Jenny Nicholson video that's over 35 minutes long. So that's about 4 videos about a defunct Utah theme park, one about the Vampire Diaries, one about Jenny Nicholson's YouTube channel is an absolute treasure, and so is her Patreon archive if you are a patron of hers, which is where the other 3 Evermore videos live. If people are like, 4? Like, yeah, become a patron. That's where you get the rest of them.
Nice.
It's been that. It's been rewatching stuff from Mother's Basement. It's been rewatching Outside Xbox videos. It's been watching the Game Grumps play 25 episodes of Supermarket Simulator, which has been an absolute delight.
Okay.
So it's just kind of been YouTube keeping me going. So yeah, in terms of channels, Jenny Nicholson, amazing long form essays. Mother's Basement, if you want a really good Anituber who has a really good sense of humor. Again, if you want to experience horror, but maybe are not super good at actually sitting down for it because it's a little much, Dead Meat, especially the Kill Count series, very, very good. And honestly, a lot of the way that I experience most horror because I'm a wuss, as we've established. And yeah, get a library card, kids. Library cards are great. They can do everything. And then also, if you ever have a thing where you're like, I need to do research on a thing, but I'm not sure I trust AI-driven Google right now. Your library often has subscriptions, for 1, to all sorts of newspapers, and for 2, to academic databases like JSTOR. So if you want to research a thing and you want to actually read research papers, get a library card. They probably have JSTOR access. And the librarian, if you haven't used JSTOR in 1,000 years, a librarian can probably help you with that too. So yeah, all you need, generally speaking, to get a library card is a piece of mail with your address on it, like a bill or something that proves that you live where you live, and you can sign up for a card. It's free. You get books, you get audiobooks, you get movies. I think renting video games costs like $1 or something like that. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Checking it.
Highly
Yeah.
recommended.
I just saw this and I'm like, yes, been on a Warhammer kick lately. And and Secret Level. Yes, I did watch Secret Level. The episodes are available now. That's a really cool series that if you have played the games, so it's a anthology series of short videos, and they're all related to different games. They're not necessarily connected in any way yet. They could be later, don't know. And they're all based on a video game. And you could know nothing about that game and still enjoy it. And if you like it, you're just going to be like, oh, cool, interesting ways that they've incorporated it. Or at least I should hope that's how you're going to be. So that is a really good series. And then the other one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I totally forgot, because I'm like, that was just this weekend. But your comment on watching longer videos, I'm like, yes, I've been watching so many videos online, is I finally saw Wicked. And it was a special screening with the director. So that was really cool to hear a Q&A with the director afterwards. Really enjoyed the film. And I read the book a long time ago, and I saw the play a long time ago. So it's nice to watch the movie. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love the music. And if you know nothing about it, you'll have a great time. And if you know a lot about it, I think they did a really good job. So that's my thoughts on that one. Let us know what holiday movies you're watching over the break, or are you excited for? Anything in general. Leave a comment. And thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you joined us live in the live chat, awesome. Glad to see some new names, new faces. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're watching later, hope you're having a great time whenever you're watching this, or at least hope we brought a smile to your face.
And we do want to hear from you. That's what the comments section is for. We do like hearing from you guys. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. And where can they find you online, Katie?
You can follow me all over the social medias, including Blue Sky, as well as YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I am also a co-host on Silver Screams, a YouTube horror channel. We are hoping, cautiously, to have new content for both, hopefully by the end of the year. This is the cautious hoping part, because, oh boy, it's the holiday season and life is busy. But we'll figure it out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So hoping cautiously. And we'll find out. It'll be a surprise for everyone. Woohoo. But yeah, that's where we at.
Love it. Real quick, looking over the chat too. Rab Adler says Secret Level is super high quality, professionally made fan fiction. We've been trying to get since the 90s. I think it's awesome. Some of the games I've been familiar with, and other ones I'm like, I don't know, but cool, looks good to me. And then
hearing a lot about the Pac-Man one, and
it's pretty intense.
And the fact that they dropped like a Pac-Man Soulsborne style game at the Game Awards on the heels of the Pac-Man Secret Level. Like, they're probably not related, but oh boy, the timing.
I think that one was probably the more, not like shocking, but like, like how they incorporated the game really nicely. And the other ones, like, they're entertaining in different ways. But yeah, let us know. If you've been watching that, let us know your thoughts. And they're going to have more episodes soon. So looking forward to seeing more. You all can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE across all social media platforms. On my Instagram, I posted the Shibuya Scramble video and some photos. And then I plan to post more. I just need to recover from travel and being sick and holidays. So that I'm like, okay, gather my thoughts of how I will share all that stuff. And don't forget to follow us over on, there we go, NTATNB over on Twitter. And then follow me here, obviously, on the Fanversation channel. Subscribe and make sure you have that notification bell on, because there are different videos releasing over the holiday break. There are lots of other content on here besides just us, but we're happy that you're here for us too.
Yeah.
And stay tuned, because next year of different events and all the exciting things.
this is our last episode of the year.
Yes.
We will be coming back on January, I think it's
Oh.
the 6th, is that first Monday?
Yeah, I was
Pulling
like,
open
let
the
me see.
calendar. Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
will be back on January 6th. Whether we start Solo Leveling that week depends entirely on whether Solo Leveling has premiered that week.
Yes.
So, yes, when Solo Leveling comes back at some point in January, we will start covering it on the show. So, if you haven't seen Solo Leveling Season 1, now is the perfect time to catch up. It's like 13 episodes, I think,
Goes by
all
quick.
available
It's a
on
fun one.
Crunchyroll. Yes, very fast paced. If you don't have the time for 13 episodes, but you do have the time for a movie, the movie is available in theaters. It is a highlight reel of the first season and then the first 2 episodes of the second season. So, yeah, I still highly recommend watching the whole first season. I think it goes more into depth on the meta plot. And of course, y'all know me, the meta plot is what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dry, tell me more. Give me the details.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
details on the overarching plot?
Yes.
Hello.
Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for tuning in and watching, listening whenever you're consuming this media. And be safe. Hope you have a great rest of the holiday season, rest of the year, which feels weird to say because I'm like, what? How is it the end of the year? Ah!
Thanksgiving being late, I think, upended a lot of US Americans. Like a lot.
It definitely was like, waha. Yeah. But yes. Thank you so much for being there. And even if you've just popped in once, you've been with us the whole time. Welcome. We're happy to have you all here. And we'll see you next year.
See you next year, you guys. Have a
Bye.
safe holiday season, safe into the new year. Enjoy yourselves. And yeah, see you on the 6th.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.